And I didn't hear one scream, one holler, one shot, no police siren, no fire alarm, nothing. Because, baby, believe me, if it's going to happen in Sursum Quarter. Or maybe down the street at that damn Tyler. Well, I'm in front of my doctor's office today. I gotta go get that shingles shot. Barry started chewing on his tongue, as he always does when he's in deep thought. He explained that the special was a celebration of Motown, and since Billie Jean had been recorded for CBS, it made no sense to have him perform it on the program. Michael told Barry that if he couldn't do Billie Jean, he would simply not appear on the show. He wanted to prove that as good as the classic Motown hits were, he had been able to come up with a song that was arguably even better. Though he'd never been sure it was a good career move for the Jacksons to leave the company that had made them world famous, it turned out that it was the best thing that could have happened to him and his brothers. Now he wanted the public to see his growth. He also wanted to promote Billie Jean, which was in the top 10 and didn't really need it, but why not? Of course, he also wanted his way. I'm not mad at Michael at all, okay? Because it's kind of like, remember the show Jenny Jones, remember? Which is no more, okay? Because we know why. People would have crushes on people back in high school, and their crush never paid them any attention because of the fact that, you know, maybe they was nerdy, maybe they was scrawny, maybe they wasn't sexy, maybe they wasn't smart enough. Whatever the situation is, Jenny Jones would provide these people opportunities to come on the show and show their love interest, how they grew. Okay. Until that time that a guy came on the show and Jenny Jones was like, we got something special for you. Jenny Jones, you was dead wrong for this girl. You was absolutely wrong. You perpetuated this violence. Until this guy came on the show and Jenny Jones was like, oh, your crush is in back. He was like, I got a crush. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. They said that you wouldn't give them the opportunity back in the day. But today they want to show you how good they look. Here's your second chance at life. And out came a man, and the young dude that was on the panel or the platform or whatever was like, wait a minute, I'm not gay. And then it ended violently because it, let's say, compromised the man's sexual integrity. You know what I'm saying? Blink. And then that dude ended up murked. Jenny Jones, you was dead wrong for that. But anyway, getting back to Michael Jackson. What I feel is Michael Jackson just wanted to seize the day. Berry Gordy, remember when you told me you would never do anything to hurt me or my family? Then you came and you stole my big brother, Jermaine, from me? Yeah, you gonna let me do Billie Jean. Bitch. I don't know about Billie Jean, Barry said, stalling. It doesn't seem right to me. Well then, Barry, I'm sorry. There was a moment of silence. Okay, Barry agreed with a grin. It's Billie Jean. Hey, what the hell? I love that song. Oh, and I want to have final edit on the videotape of the song before its broadcast, Michael added. Michael is not playing with that Berry Gordy. Okay, Berry concluded with a firm handshake. And you'll do the Jackson 5 reunion, right? Because Jermaine's looking forward to it. Uh-huh. After you done broke that family up, now you want to bring them together on the Motown platform? Nigga, please. Michael rolled his eyes and sighed. Yes, sure. Why not? The two smiled at one another as they rose from their chairs. Michael embraced Barry and whispered something in his ear. Barry left the studio beaming. It had been years since his last television performance. The Jackson 5 reunion went well. on the taping, March 25th, 1983, of Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, and Forever. By the time they took to the stage at the Pasadena Civic Center, the audience had already seen Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, and Mary Wells perform. They erupted in applause at the sight of the reunited brothers. Let me tell you something, baby. That was the day the earth stood still. You hear me? We ain't even have the internet, so you can't break Beyonce's internet, okay? But I'm telling you, that was the day that nothing in life mattered but that Motown 25. And let me tell you something, I was living in the hood. Search some quarter. If you know, you know. And I didn't hear one scream, one holler, one shot, no police siren, no fire alarm, nothing. Because, baby, believe me, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in Surfsome Quarter. Or maybe down the street at that damn Tyler house. Okay? But it was silence. They erupted in applause at the sight of the reunited brothers. For I Want You Back, Jermaine was back, smiling broadly and standing right next to Michael in his old position. By the time the Jacksons swung into the Love You Save and Randy trotted on stage to join them, the crowd, men in tuxedos, women in evening gowns, were standing and applauding. During I'll Be There, when Michael and Jermaine shared the spotlight and microphone, the two seemed choked up. Jermaine's eyes welled with tears. Michael draped an arm over his brother's shoulder, and the two looked at one another with great warmth. It was an emotion-packed, memorable moment. After hugs all around, the other Jacksons left the stage. Then the spotlight found him. It caught the glint of his black sequined jacket with cuffs that matched the silver sequined shirt, the white glitter socks that peeped from beneath the just above the ankle black trousers, the shiny black penny loafers. And, of course, there was the single left-handed white glove with its hand-sewn rhinestones. Michael thanked the audience. He hesitated, speaking haltingly. I have to say, those were the good old days. I love those songs, he said, of the medley. Those were magic moments with all my brothers, including Jermaine. Michael began pacing the floor, his hand in his pocket, talking as though he were just voicing some thoughts that happened to pop into his head, as though he were alone, as though the audience was not there. Actually, he was walking to the side of the stage to sneak the fedora into his hand. But, he continued, those were the good songs. I like those songs a lot. But especially, he was center stage by this time, facing the audience, the new songs. The audience knew what was coming. They began calling out for Billie Jean. As the funk-infused guitar riff of Billie Jean began, Michael went into his routine. He was going to be lip-syncing. That was obvious from the first note. But no one watching cared. As the music pulsated, he jammed a black fedora over his eyes and struck a pose, his right hand on his hat, his left leg bent and poised for action. The stance may have been a tribute to Bob Fosse or Sammy Davis Jr. Okay, for those of you who don't know who Bob Fosse is, he is a choreographer, okay? Remember the song Beyonce did, All the Single Ladies, All the Single Ladies? It's actually a Bob Fosse piece of work. The stance may have been a tribute to Bob Fosse or Sammy Davis Jr., but Michael imprinted it with his own magic. While most entertainers perform for their audiences, Michael seemed to be performing for himself tonight. Maybe it was his way of dealing with his personal pain, exercising the demons in his life, coming to terms with the disappointments of the past, just as others around him had celebrated it. He threw the hat aside with a graceful flourish. The audience went wild. He moved constantly. Even when he was standing still, he seemed to be moving. Michael's brothers stood in the wings, their mouths open. His parents and sisters sat in the audience, spellbound. He just stole the show, Joseph exclaimed to Catherine. That boy just stole the show. Barry was also seen standing and applauding, one of the biggest fans in the house. Billie Jean is not my lover, Michael sang, and pained expressions playful on his face. It was a deeply personal song about fathers and sons, about denial, entrapment, and hypocrisy, about coming close to the outer edge of madness. The whole of Michael's performance was spellbinding, but during a brief instrumental interlude, he executed a combination of moves that would seal his reputation as a dance legend. He commenced with a series of split-second locking moves and posing before gliding across the stage via his now famous sleek and graceful moonwalk. You know, Jeffrey Daniels stole that from the people over there in the UK. We know Jeffrey Daniels from the Shalimar, okay? Bring it back here to the Soul Train. And then Michael Jackson just took it and finessed it. A reversed, syncopated glide, heading forward and sliding backwards at the same time. The moonwalk gave way to that equally renowned spin, now refined after years of practice to tornado speed. And then immediately he was up on his toes. Nobody but Michael Jackson could dance like that. And the audience went wild. When it was over, Michael appeared surprised. He took one more step before he realized that the music had stopped. Or perhaps it was just his own momentum carrying him. A standing ovation rocked the hall. Michael bowed, then straightened and raised his arm. His dull eyes looked straight ahead, his body motionless. He didn't smile or acknowledge the moment, which of course was part of the act. I was going to say part of history. Backstage, his brothers awaited him, all five. Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Randy embraced him as he exited the stage. What a job, Mike, Jackie exclaimed. I've never seen anything like it, Jermaine added. They were all talking at once. They had no idea what Michael was going to do during his solo spot. He had decided not to tell them. Jermaine kissed him on the cheek, then Jackie, then the others. It was an unusual display. The brothers, following Joseph's example, were usually not affectionate or effusive with one another. However, Michael had shown them what he was capable of. They respected him for it and couldn't contain themselves. Maybe it really was a good performance after all. However, it wasn't long before the momentum was shattered. The brothers were soon talking about what Michael's glory could mean for them. The possibility of taking the group back out on the road and making more money than ever before. The Jacksons are back, Jackie kept repeating, and the others agreed enthusiastically. This is going to be great. Michael ain't fucking with them.